Yeah. Just as a reminder, we do only have quorum when when a sufficient number of commissioners' video is actually on. So if we're right on the cusp and people are jumping on and off with the camera, then we're in and out of quorum.
Can you guys see me?
Yes, we got you. Thank you.
Okay, good. Thank you. Sorry about that.
Okay, Matt, just 1 second while we get the YouTube stream going. I'll let you know when we're ready to go.
Oh, okay. She said yes. It's I don't see we didn't have to accept it though.
It says YouTube up there.
Okay. So it's being live streamed?
Yeah, that's what it said.
Okay.
Okay. Looks like we're ready to get going, Chair. Thank you.
Mahalo staff. Uncle Des, do you mind saying a pule before we get started?
Oli aloha. O na ka halama ke lehu. He halelehu no ya na kanu. O ka uno ya e ano nei. E li ane ho I o ka hiki mai. A hiki mai no o hiki pū me ke aloha. Aloha e. Aloha e. Aloha e. Mama wanoa. Mahalo ke akua. I have to share a joke. Can I do that?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So this lady is driving on the road, and it's so funny because we're at Shorty's whole level Saturday, and I finished my set with this joke. So this lady is this Mahini is driving on the road, and for some reason a police officer pulls her over. So upstairs, he goes, "Ma'am, can I have your license and registration?" She goes, "Sure." As he's looking at that, he looks in the car, he says, "What's in that bottle? What's in that flask?" She goes, "Oh, it's my water." So he's, "Let me take a look at it." So he looks at it, he opens it up, he tastes it, he goes, "That's not water, that's wine." And she goes, "Thank you, Lord, Jesus has done it again." Sorry, I had to start with that. I thought it was a pretty good joke.
All right.
Not be religious now, okay? Just be spiritual. This is a good one, yeah? Anyway.
Mahalo for that. That's tough to follow. Right. Aloha mai kako. Good morning, everyone. The hybrid meeting of the Cultural Resource Commission will now come to order. Quorum has been established with 5 members in attendance. Today is Wednesday, February 11th, 2026. It is currently 10:20 a.m. Pursuant to Act 220, Sessions Law of Hawaii 2021, which amended the Sunshine Law to allow meetings to be remotely conducted online effective January 1st, 2022, the Cultural Resource Commission will host a hybrid meeting of online and in-person participants. An in-person location has been identified on the agenda for the public to provide testimony on agenda items and to view the meeting. This meeting can also be viewed live online. A link to the YouTube live stream is provided on the county website. The video recording will remain on the YouTube channel for those who are not able to watch it live. Reports and surveys reviewed during the hearing are available on the county website. Commissioners, please be reminded that only one person may speak at a time. Raise your hand to be recognized if you have a question or a comment. Commissioners, please introduce yourselves. I'll start Matthew Clark, Chair.
Desmond Homel, Vice Chair.
Darty Gamayo, Commissioner.
Janet Six, Commissioner.
Kilo Kinney, Commissioner.
CRC staff support joining us today are Bethany Morrison, Planning Program Manager, Kim Tanaka, Planner, Jean Campbell, Deputy Corporation Counsel, and I think I saw someone else there.
Yeah, we also have Catherine Nelson, who is temporarily assigned as our board secretary, joining us this morning.
Hi, Catherine. Nice to meet you. Thank you for sending stuff. Pursuant to HRS 92-3, interested persons who want to provide oral testimony may do so either at the beginning of the meeting when the board takes public statements on the agenda or immediately before the specific agenda item is called. Staff, please indicate if there are any members of the public wishing to provide testimony online or in person.
Chair, we do have a member of the public here in person to provide testimony. However, he's wanting to provide testimony on item number 4. And I just note that we had closed public testimony. So I'm looking to you and Jean to identify if he can still participate or if that's indeed closed and no longer available.
I'm fine with testimony, but I will yield to Jean on that.
It's up to you, Chair.
Okay. Yes, I will. I have to recuse myself from item 4, so I don't know if that matters.
In that case, I guess it's up to our vice chair.
Good morning. I'm not familiar with the rules as far as a closed, so I send it back to our Jean Campbell.
The rules are not hard and fast on this. It's really up to the commission as a whole to determine whether or not you want to allow an additional 3 minutes of testimony from somebody who just essentially arrived at the meeting late is all that we're looking at. So up to you guys about whether or not you want to say, no, should have shown up earlier, no can anymore, or whether you want to say, sure, we'd still appreciate hearing from you.
Yeah, as a vice chair and as a cultural practitioner and protector, he made his way over here. I don't see what's wrong with 3 minutes of his testimony because he is present this morning. But 3 minutes, and that's it.
I think the other question is you can testify at the beginning or you can wait until the agenda item is taken up. So it's kind of up to you what you prefer.
Either way, I don't know if I need a microphone.
Well, we can hear you.
Okay, if you can hear me, that's fine.
Yeah.
I might as well get into it right now since you've got other things to deal with and I'm here. The reason why I didn't testify and
Sorry, Bruce, can you just state your
name? My name is Bruce Larson. I live in the Inaco Terrace subdivision, which is right above the property, which is proposed for development for the, I believe it's the Inaco Affordable Housing Project near the hospital. And the reason why I was not here previously is that, frankly, even though we were known as interested parties, and that would include myself and another person by the name of Jane Hoff, and we are kind of a spokesman for our community, we were not notified of the meeting. And so the December 10th meeting occurred without us. But, things like that happen. I understand that, but we feel that our input is important. And let me get into that directly. First off, thank you for allowing me to provide information over this overlooked property here in Hilo. The property, actually known as Kaumana Springs, is truly a gem in the rough. Unfortunately, few people in our community know about the historic and cultural significance of the land on which the county now proposes to construct affordable housing. And there is substantial public interest in this. Many people have attended a prior community meeting that was held by the county's housing office. I know that there were written comments submitted, and I assure you that there is substantial public interest in preserving this land. But the main thing is this: the 61-acre property has remained largely untouched for over the past 100 years. Some of the features most likely predate European contact, and I'm not making this statement lightly. I've walked the land and seen how the walls, platforms, terraces, mounds, and ditches relate to the topography of the natural environment. The multitude of features on this land, and I think they identified 212 different archaeological features, verifies that this was a thriving agricultural area with a sophisticated system of irrigation fed by natural springs and streams that exist in the area. The layout of these features is extensive and it provides a unique picture into the historic, indeed prehistoric, use of the land by the Hawaiian people. This property is not some flat parcel of land. It's sloping with several ravines, ridges, and streams. Archaeological features are interspersed throughout the property and are constructed with the primary purpose of harnessing the agricultural potential of the land. Unless you have an opportunity to see the land with its features intact, it is impossible to appreciate the design and purpose of these features. If the housing project is completed as planned, nearly every feature on the property will be destroyed and the ability to visualize firsthand the cultural significance of the area will be lost. Dr. Ben Barna and his team compiled considerable archaeological data regarding the project, but I take exception to some of the ways that Dr. Barna has interpreted this data. One point is in particular regards the parcel lines that are drawn on a map, a historic map that are shown within the Kaimana Springs property. And this is consultation map number 2058, which was included in the materials that was initially provided to you on December 10. And this map dates to October 1901. Let me explain.
Bruce, just a reminder, you have had 3 minutes.
Okay.
I'll leave it up to the chair if he wants to allow you to finish.
If I could intercede really quick, if you could get to the gist of your testimony, we understand all the historical facts which was presented to us.
Okay.
But we want to hear your personal view and what you have as far as
the problem. Okay, and I'll get right to it. The problem with Dr. Barna's analysis is that he omits the fact that this land is probably the parcels lines on there probably relate to Kuleana parcels that were identified after the Mahele. The American Board of Commissioners, whatever, for the foreign missions, they were awarded the property in I believe it was 1827. They confirmed their ownership in 1849, and then in 1850 they enacted the Kuleana Act, which essentially allowed people who were present and who had occupied the land Kuleana rights to this property. The problem with the map that Dr. Barna refers to is that it was actually drafted in 1901, but it probably had lines on it that were drawn before 1891, because in 1901, the land was already under lease to the Gila Sugar Company, and the foreign missions had given up control of the property under that basis. So what we're talking about here is that the archaeological features that are on the property very likely relate to lines that existed right after the Kuleana Act and probably recorded Kuleana rights to the people who are already present on the property. To that extent, then, these archaeological features that match up with those lines likely predate the Mahele and probably even predate European contact. My point is that unless you walk on this property and see the features, you don't appreciate exactly how those features relate to the topography of the land. And if you, right now, as I mentioned, there are 212 features. If you destroy those features, essentially, you lose all that cultural significance and relevance, essentially, to the property that is presently there. Now, I've got a lot more information. I'm not going to get into that, but I've walked this land. I live next to it. I've turned Hori Bats into the county extension agent. It's occupied by Hori Bats. Of course, we hear and see the Io and the Pueo. There is so much information, that would justify preservation of this property. The sad part is this: back in the 60s and 70s, the county did want to designate this as a wilderness park. It was a great idea then, but the problem is that we went through an economic period of time when the money had to be used for other purposes. We went through a depression. The idea, though, for this wilderness park was a great idea in the 70s. It's a great idea now, and it would sure be a loss to the community and to the Hawaiian people to lose this to develop.
I'm sorry, Mr. Bruce. I need to intercede at this point. we understand where you're going with this. I guess we need to hear. I don't understand if you approve it or disapprove it. What is your solutions for this? In 1
Well,
minute, please.
The solution would be the solution that the county came up with back in the 1960s and 70s. Turn it into a wilderness park, essentially, to preserve the features that are there on the property.
I'm sorry. I
they're-
don't mean to interrupt you, but what about
Yes.
tomorrow? Tell me about tomorrow, not what happened yesterday. We're here today and want to hear your solutions for tomorrow. As
The
far as
solutions for
Hawaiʻi
tomorrow would be for the county to preserve this property and not allow the development into affordable housing. That's the solution. And by developing in affordable housing, I think it's 197 features of the 212 that are on there will be destroyed. I mean, they'll be eliminated. And if you walk on that property, we're talking about mounds that are over my head, walls. We're talking about water features and they have a known ditch that was developed, I think, in the early 1800s by a Hawaiian chief, essentially, that runs through the bottom of that property. That's all there.
I don't mean to disrespect you, sir. We've heard this many times already. I've been to that property. We went to the original. We went there and had conducted protocol and rituals to honor the ancestors who were there. We appreciate your time for coming in today. I think the commissioners have any questions for him?
Just to note, Chair, Commissioner Steelman has also joined us in the room.
Thank you.
Uh-oh.
Sorry to be late.
Buying lunch next time. So, Mr. Bruce, I appreciate your time here today. What you've shared with us, we fully understand what's going on as far as all of the sites, the archaeological, and for your information, that land was bequeathed by Queen Ka'ahumanu during her change to Christianity. So it's been in the hands of a Kanaka Maoli for many years. And we understand your passion and your concerns for, basically, from what I understand, overdevelopment. And I think we should change the narrative from affordable housing to housing that we can afford. But if there's no more questions from our commissioners, I appreciate your time. Commissioners?
May I say one more thing, Mr. Haumea? When I was sitting as a district court judge, I heard your joke at the outset. I never heard anybody use your joke as a defense to a DUI charge as I was sitting as a district court judge. So anyway, I thought that was humorous.
I appreciate that. I worked for judiciary 25 years. I got my degree. I passed the bar. I worked on Maui Judiciary for 20 years as a law clerk and as a bailiff. And I got my law degree, and I appreciate your...
Thank you for your service.
Well, it was a rough service, but service nonetheless. Sorry. But I thank you for your time. If there's no more questions from the commissioners, I mahalo you, aloha you. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
It's one question. I just wanted to clarify. You mentioned Kuleana Land Awards or Commission Awards. Do you have any evidence of that, or are you just suggesting that that should be looked into more deeply?
Well, I'm looking at it from the context of the timeframes. When Dr. Barna made his analysis, he looked from the date of the map forward. But the date of the map, if you really sit down and look at the property lines, that map was drawn in 1901, but it likely referenced a time frame before 1891. That's literally 41 years after the enactment of the Kuleana Act. And the problem is that there's no other evidence of any recordings, use, leases, or anything of those parcels. So the only thing and the thing is that the walls all match those parcel lines. So we know that those walls actually predate 1891 and probably predate, I'm just looking at the time frames here. And there's been no discussion of that by Dr. Barna as far as when those walls actually came into existence. He's thinking, and you'll see his opinion in the report, is that he believes that it reflects agricultural use in the late 18th and early 19th century, or excuse me, late 19th and early 20th centuries. But he doesn't actually look at when those walls actually were created. And those walls were created before 1891. So
your answer is no.
It's only
right?
logical if there was never any leases. And in 1891, the land was already under lease to the Gila Sugar Company and not used for
Thank you, Mr. I don't
sugar.
mean to disrespect you, but your answer is no to Kellogg Commissioner's
Hey,
question.
well,
And mahalo for your
Thank
time.
you, Mr. Bruce, and thank you, Uncle Des.
Okay, thank you.
And can I just jump in? I was doing some really quick
No.
internet research. I'm an archaeologist, Dr. Janet Six. Nice to meet you. Thank you, bailiff. I'm coming for you. Good thing we're on the Zoom meeting.
Janet, before you get started, this really is a separate agenda item. This was a moment of public testimony. If there's going to be commission discussion, I would ask that we hold off and do that during the actual agenda item.
Thank you.
Get us back on track a little bit if we can.
Janice is upset, but she'll be okay.
Okay, the only other question I have is, do any of the members want me to continue to attend, or is there any need?
Oh, that's your choice, Mr. Bruce. I mean, you're representing
had any
the public
questions.
as a whole, so I would suggest you contact the County of Hawaii Planning Department requesting to be added to the agenda. But this may be the last day, I believe, for this project for us to hear. I'm not sure, but I'll turn it over to the chair.
This will be the number 4 on the agenda, the item. I do need to recuse myself from it, so I cannot discuss, but I think there'll be an opportunity for more questions if the council prefers, and more discussion when that agenda item comes up.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Bruce.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you for providing that testimony. I think, there'll be another opportunity when we get to that agenda item. And now on to the business of the commission and agenda item 1, Hakalau Stream Bridge rehabilitation. This is for discussion and comments on draft video documentary pursuant to memorandum of agreement among the U.S. Department of Transportation, Federal Highway Administration, State of Hawaii Department of Transportation, and State Historic Preservation Officer. And this is for a project located in Hakalau, Aukwa, Hilomoku, Hawaii Island, and there's a bunch of TMKs. This, I believe all the commissioners were provided with this link to this video showing on Hakalau Bridge. It previously come before us. I honestly don't remember which meeting, but they'd asked for input on the video. And are there any members of the public that wish to provide testimony on this, or anyone from the team representing the project?
No public testifiers, Chair.
Okay, so this is just for discussion then, just to talk. If we have any comments on the video, this is where we can provide them.
Yeah, so I believe we do have members of the project team. I see Holly Ewan here.
Okay.
She had provided this draft to us and asking for any comments that you guys have as they work towards their final draft.
Oh, well, thank you for joining us. Would you like to provide any input before we discuss? Holly?
No, it's just that I think we have a very good product here, highlighting Hakalau area and the history and the bridge and its history. And I just wanted to, as part of our 106 MOA agreements, that you guys get a chance to view it and comment on it. I think you like it.
Oh, yeah. I did get to watch it. I enjoyed the video. Any commissioners have any input?
I must apologize. I'm trying to find it. I briefly looked at it, but anyway.
There's a lot of great old footage and photos, and it covered the bridge and the history.
Is this the same one that I think Alehu shared with us?
Yeah, this is This is
okay.
The product. This is the first draft of the video.
Okay.
And,
yeah, that's awesome.
Do we need to make a motion on this at all, staff or Jean?
I think, any comments that you guys have for the team that's here in person, and I don't think we need any motions. I think she just is looking for any additional feedback as they finalize. So if you guys have substantial, comments or additional things that should be considered, now would be the time to share that.
I have a comment, and I shared it at our previous meeting when this came up. It's just that it seems like all of these bridges will be rehabilitated during maybe the same time period, and I'm just concerned with traffic. I think Darty can echo on that too. From when I looked at it, and I kind of did some research, that it's going to be, people going to and from work, school. Is going to affect the whole Hamakua Coast population, as well as our, our freight movers and things like that. So the impact is going to be huge on our community, especially that community there.
I'd like to say that, Uncle Des is absolutely right, because right now, as it is, with just a couple things going on, it's adding roughly about 15 minutes to the commute into Hilo from Honoka'a.
Yeah.
And if there are going to be multiple stops along the way, I know the bridges need to be done. We got to get them done, but
Yes.
I don't know how we can help facilitate or help lessen the I don't know. We just got to figure something out, because I'm thinking, if we're looking at all of these projects that we're looking at, all of these bridges being rehabilitated, which need to be done, but basically at the same time, it's adding like 30 to 45 minutes maybe onto that drive.
Mm-hmm. And I did, go travel the old roads, Mamalohoas, and it's going to be difficult for that. If I could suggest that you update Google Maps, so they'll tell exactly how long it would get there. I don't know. Unlike Darty said, we need to get it rehabilitated, and I just wanted to put on record that if traffic could be really managed by some authorities, but that's my only concern.
Thank you for providing that. I think it's going to come up again, I think, at the next agenda item, as well as for another bridge along that coast. Any comments on the video specifically?
It's well done.
Yeah, no, I thought it was really well done, and we appreciate you putting that effort into documenting the history and putting together something to share with the community and let them know the history of this bridge as it's being updated. I think that is important, and it's a good model to set for projects going forward.
Exactly. That should be the precedence for all that type of development, that, they share the cultural significance and history. I think that's very important, especially for our people.
Yeah,
when they're stuck in traffic for an hour.
And it's very accessible, and it could be presented at schools and in public spaces.
Exactly.
I like that.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you coming before us and sharing that. And any other comments before we move on?
There's no motion needed for that to move it forward.
No. Just okay. If we had any comments or we wanted to see any adjustments. Yes.
Nope.
Okay.
Awesome.
Mahalo. Thank you, Holly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then, sorry, Neil, I see your hand up, and I think it's for agenda item 4, and we can maybe.
No, I'm actually a resident of Omauma, which means I cross that bridge every day, and I'm an amateur historian for the railways of Hawaii, and following the footsteps of Ian Burney. And I just was hoping they would consider an alternate route by recreating the old Mamalohoa Highway, at least for the duration of this work. I know that's a big ask, but I thought I'd throw it out there, since we've been dealing with road closures and single lanes for a long time coming to work every day.
Yeah, like I said earlier, it's possible to reactivate Mamalohoa. There's going to be a lot of, but even the traffic, a lot of the old road is really narrow. It's going to be like driving to Hana.
Well, if you were,
yeah.
if you remember that the roadway was collapsed in the landslide for a film, so it's buried there somewhere, and it would be a big deal to recreate that.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
understand that. Yeah. So, thank you for listening.
Thank you.
I have a comment.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm just thinking about all the traffic and what we have on Maui, which is similar, like the road to Hana is our pale. Is there any chance they could do some of this work at night to avoid the rush hour of the morning and the afternoon? I'm just thinking about people trying to get to work, trying to get home.
Yeah, I think this comment's kind of beyond our scope as the commission, but I know that they do consider these things and do want to limit the traffic impacts, but it is difficult with these bridges. I think if there's no more comments on the film, we're going to move on to the next agenda item. Okay. On to agenda item 2. This is another bridge nearby, Kolikoli Stream Bridge rehabilitation. Request for board direction. Following comments received at a meeting held on December 10th, 2025, regarding sharing of project contact information with the community to solicit additional public input. This is Wailea and Honolulu, Kahua, Aopa, Hilomoku, Hawaiʻi Island. This is about Kolikoli Bridge and the rehabilitation. We previously recommended that they seek additional input from folks in the community, and I think what the consultants are looking for on this is who they should reach out to specifically, and any recommendations we may have on that. When I saw this agenda item, I'll just start, is one of the first things that popped into my head, because I've seen this group working on protecting lands on this coast and fishing, was the Makahana Loa Fishing Association. They do a lot of good work purchasing lands, protecting fishing areas along this coast. They do have a website, which is makahanaloa.com, and there's a contact on there. I would really recommend reaching out to them. And I'm sorry, I should have checked staff. Is there anyone from this project here that would like to say anything?
We do have a member from the project team, Malie McClellan. I don't know if you wanted to say anything else about your request, but you're welcome.
Nothing additional, and thank you for your time and having us on again, but nothing really to add. We just really look forward to your guys' assistance with providing some help in getting appropriate contact information and being able to, reach out appropriately. So thank you for your time, and the website, I definitely made note of that. Any others that could be provided, we're more than open.
Hi, Malia. Good to see you in person. Yep. Any commissioners have additional information? Yeah, please, Kealoha.
Yeah, one person that maybe you've already talked to them already, but would be Noel Peralta. And so he's doing some incredible work at Koholalele and other places in Hamakua, and especially in terms of like understanding all of the different names and the function of those places. And I don't know if it directly intersects with this particular area, but it's in the same region, and if anything, he'd be a really great resource just to talk to.
Thank you for that name. And if it's possible, would you be able to share my contact information with them? Or I don't want to overstep and ask for someone's email or phone number, but
yeah,
I think you guys have mine, and that would be wonderful if they're interested in providing. Thank you.
I'd be happy to do that. No problem. Yeah.
And
Awesome.
I think staff maybe help me put together a letter after this with some recommendations. Is that a possibility? That I don't think
we could do that.
Share contact information on this meeting, but we could provide it privately.
Yeah, totally understood. And not trying to overstep at all, but yeah, any information and phone numbers or emails, and that's all welcome.
And I will add, he has a group called, he's on his website, which you can look up at Hui Malama Ike Ala Ulili.
Oh, yeah. Alanui. Yeah.
Hui Malama, I think
Awesome.
they're called.
I mean, there's like 80 organizations.
Yeah, there's
Right. Right, and we did go through the section 106, excuse me, the consultation list that SHPD has provided, and so we sort of did our due diligence to the best that we could. But you know, these additional contacts that you guys are providing, we look forward to being able to coordinate further. Yeah.
Yeah, just be aware that, you know, because of economic struggles, many of the kupuna have moved out here in families, yeah, that have ties to that place. My family still fishes there. They live in Ocala, and it's one of their favorites. But I'll share that what I did at the last one is my concern for this project, because it's state of Hawaii, it's going to be done. But my concern was post construction. You know, because there was lead there and things like that. I just want to make sure that it's returned to what it's supposed to be used for, and not only for the development of the bridge.
Understood. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Any other commissioners would like to provide any information? Okay, I think if more names come up, we can add them in maybe a letter that we can send off just with suggestions for who to reach out to.
Yeah.
And so there'll be an opportunity to add to that. Do I need to make any sort of motion for that?
Yeah, Chair, it seems like if you're okay with it, it could be we could draft a letter with those that you have provided, and maybe you want to give a deadline for commissioners to get any other names to us, and then sorry, that's not a motion. I'm just trying to think out loud. And then it would be signed by you rather than coming back to a full meeting for review.
Okay. If anyone would like to make a motion that we put the contact suggestions in a letter that would be prepared by the staff and reviewed and signed by me, and that any additional suggestions would be provided within 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that, then if I can have a motion for that.
I make a motion to accept as described by our chair.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Almea, seconded by Kayla Kinney, to provide a letter with contact information for this project, and any additional names that we would like to provide and contact can be there within 3 weeks.
I think that second may have been from Aaron.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Oh, good. Jean smiling, so that's good.
Yeah, I have a motion from Commissioner Almea, seconded by Commissioner Spielman. Is that all in favor? Aye.
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 I
Okay. Thank you, Malie, for showing up, and we will get you that letter.
Awesome. Thank you guys for having us. Much appreciated.
Okay. Aloha.
Aloha.
Okay, that brings us to agenda item 3, Kauai's significance to Hawaii's history and concerns regarding potential loss of historic resources. This is a discussion of permitted interaction group site visit report and review of letter prepared on behalf of the commission in the Aopoa of Kauai 1 and 2, South Koala District, Island of Hawaii. Staff, do we have anyone here? Is Jojo here?
She was not available today, Chair.
Okay.
We have no testifiers.
Okay, so this is to refresh everyone's memory. At the last meeting, I presented on our permanent interaction group site visit to Kauai High. Staff had helped prepare a letter. I think, do we have copies of any of that we can share on here? At least the letter.
You want us to share on screen, Chair?
I think it might be a good way to start the discussion.
Yeah, we can do that. Just 1 second.
Okay, yeah, and Ku'ule and I had gone out there and we met with Jojo. She has concerns about with all the development being proposed in Kauai High, that there could be a loss of historic and cultural resources that are important to the community, and she's looking for help from us to do what we can to help protect them. And some of the suggestions we had was something we could do immediately was to help add them into the the community development plan for South Kohala, and get some of those listed in there to help protect them. We also talked about maybe trying to identify potential funding sources to support the protection, through being a certified local government and through the Shifties monies. I know Aaron has been talking with folks about that and would like to help us funnel some of those monies into appropriate projects. And we also wanted to provide some resources maybe, and I know Janet had mentioned sites on HICRIS, and I do have a bunch of reports for the Kauai area and stuff that I could share as well. So another suggestion I had was maybe to create on the county website, even a place where we could share different documents that might be helpful to JoJo and the community for understanding what resources are there, and what protections may already be in place with SHPD or otherwise. So I'm going to open it up to the commissioners. Any questions, comments? Any revisions to the letter? I guess what I would add is maybe we want to add a couple more resources into where it has Hip-Hop Mali stuff. And perhaps we could create a link to some of those documents. Okay, so staff, I think we need to approve the letter either as written or with changes. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I move that we approve the letter with the changes requested by chairman.
Second that.
Okay. We have a motion by Commissioner Tamayo, seconded by Commissioner Haumea, that we approve the letter as written, and then we add in maybe a little bit more on the resources that could be available, and I think that implies that staff, you and I can work together just to finalize that and get it signed and sent out. Can I, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
The motion carries, and we will work on finishing that letter and getting it to JoJo, and hopefully that'll help protect the resources in Kauai High that she's concerned about. And we can keep thinking of future ways to help as well, I think.
I can happily share the HICRIS data. It's just the burial data, Matt. We'll just need to make sure that it's marked, do not share widely, sensitive burial data, but I can pull the HICRIS stuff really easily. So just let me know. Yeah,
I think you can also, we can send a link to, I mean, that's available to the public as long as they sign up.
Yeah, just a reminder, Commissioner 6, that anything that it's all public record. Yeah, anything that we do within the commission. So it would be made available publicly. So I want to be.
Well, I can just turn off the burial data in HICRIS because the burial data is proprietary. I have access to it. I can talk about how many. I just won't show where they are located, right? Because it's data in the HICRIS database, but you have to have a request to get the access to it, and so. Sure. We don't like to show where it is spatially, but I can still list the amount of burials like within a mile radius or 2 mile radius. I can do that. But yeah, I understand about the sunshine laws. Yeah.
Yeah. And HICRIS, for folks who don't know, is the State Historic Preservation Division information system, and it has a lot of the sites that have been recorded in Hawaii Island, and it is available to the public as long as you create an account. And the burial data is not open to the public. You have to.
Neither is the archaeology. You have to ask for archaeology. All you'll get is above ground resources. You get the TMKs, but I know that, increasingly, if you request from Michael Wall and you have a reason, they'll give you access. And so I am allowed on Maui to share the burial data with certain groups, but we have to put that caveat, but it's also not in this setting. So I can definitely not have that layer showed. I can show the known archaeological sites. And again, it's a partial data set. As Matt mentioned, it's from either formally documented surveys. And so it certainly doesn't document every site, but it does show what has been documented. And it's a relationship to the Kauai area. Okay.
So that's one of the things we can add in, and I can reach out to you, Janet, as we prepare this letter and make sure that it's good.
That HICRIS is really is really loaded with a lot of information. I have to thank Bethany and Kim to send me to that convention on Oahu. And I attended that one specifically because I sit on the Borough Council, and there's a wealth of information as far as our EV kupuna is concerned. But like Janice said, it's very subsurface, but once you get in there, you create an account, there's a lot, a lot of data. Yeah.
Fortunately, the state has not been able to pay the bill for it, so its functionality has been limited recently. That's another topic.
I don't know. It works great for me, so I'm really happy with it. Compared to what we had, which was to go to the library where none of the reports were filed and you couldn't find them. So to me, no matter how imperfect Hi Chris is,
yes,
it's better than what we had, which was nothing, which was paper documents that were even returned. So yeah.
Yeah, just right now you can't add any new resources to it.
It's imperfect. And I agree. It's definitely has its glitches and it's not a perfect system, but yeah, it's just an easy way to quickly pull known data, put it together in a table format and display it spatially just quickly. So
yeah,
it's not perfect.
Who is? What is?
It's me.
That was for you,
Wonder Woman.
Oh my gosh. Mute her.
I don't have that power. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, well, she's blessed.
Okay. I think that concludes our discussion on agenda item 3. That brings us to agenda item 4. And for this one, Uncle Des, I'm gonna have to turn it over to you. I need to recuse myself. I will go offline and just monitor on YouTube and come back when it's over.
Okay, thank you, Matt. So at this point, I guess we'll review item 4, Anaco Subdivision Housing Project Consultation Request, parent PLCRC 2025-000022. Review of letter prepared on behalf of the commission consisting of comments offered at the December 10th, 2025 and January 14th, 2026 meeting. Location Ahupua'a of Punahou and Pi'i Honua, South Hilo District, Island of Hawaii. TMK, parent 3, 2-3-030, colon 001. I have no idea what POR dot means, but 004 and 2-3.
Portion of, Chair, portion of.
Well, I thought it was piece of, never mind. I'll move on. And 2-3-031, colon 001, parent POR. Is there anybody from the public ready to go for 3 minutes?
No more public testifiers, Chair.
Thank you, Jesus. Anyone from this project here to provide further information? I thought we had someone here.
Ben, yeah, there's Ben.
Yeah,
I'm here. Yeah, I don't think I have anything new to add. Neil, I'll allow you if you want.
No, I've been reading all of the comments to the EA and your responses, and I think that they are adequately addressed. And it's too bad we don't have these published before today's commission hearing, because I think that you answered pretty much everything that was brought up today. Thank you.
I did want to add, I got scolding from Gino, from Bethany, I think it was. I found a document submitted by one of the leaders at the Association of Hawaiian Evangelical Churches, a document that showed previous residents of that area. I don't have it with me right now, but did you folks see that, Ben? Or do you have the document? It lists a whole lot of former residents and families that were tied to that acreage.
Yeah, maybe not. I would love to see that though. That's yeah.
I'll turn it over to Beth.
Yeah, we can forward that communication to Dr. Barnett and
And that came from one of the kahus at the association. His name is Ronald Fujiyoshi, Reverend at Ola'a Church. So he got that document and shared it with me.
Yeah, mahalo. That's really helpful. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you, Bethany, for
You bet.
setting me straight.
And just a reminder too, if you wanted to add anything into this letter regarding that, Chair, you can, work your way through motions to do that as well.
Can I do the motion? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I moved that to include that document into the letter. Thank you, Gene. You're so quick.
I second.
And if you could share it with our commissioners too, because there's a lot of names that you're going to recognize from that. And that was, wow. So.
Yeah, Chair, I believe the commissioners have seen that document, but we will make sure that it gets included as a attachment to this letter.
So we have a motion and a second motion by Vice Chair Hongmia and seconded by Janet Six. If there's no more further discussion, I call for the vote. All in favor, raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
All right. Pass unanimously. And any further business in Ainako Subdivision Housing Project consultation request? I want to thank Ben and the staff from that development.
So Chair, just to confirm, that was editing the letter, but you guys still need to vote on the letter.
Oh.
Yeah.
Call for the vote. All those in favor, raise your hand and say aye.
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 Is that good, Beth?
I'll leave that up to our Deputy Corporation Counsel.
I am assuming, and my memory may or may not be correct, that we had a motion on the floor from a previous meeting to send the letter, and that's the motion that was just voted on. If that's correct, then you're okay. If we didn't have a motion on the floor from a past meeting to send the letter, then we would probably actually need that motion so we know what we're voting on.
I think we're better than okay. I think we're awesome. I had too much coffee, by the way, and I don't drink coffee, so.
I don't know. I think that joke about the flask had more meaning than he's letting us on. Just my monopoly here,
I got charged with DUI charges. Sorry, Bruce. Sorry. Unfortunately, I look forward to the CRC meeting, so. Just the lunch I did not approve of.
Okay, so I guess I will go ahead and just make the call that to clarify that this was a motion that was previously existing, to go ahead and send the letter, which was amended by the motion that just happened, to also include the additional document that Vice Chair had. So I think we're good to go.
Let's go.
Which also means, Matt, if you're out there, you can come back now.
Do we have to vote on that? Oh, no.
Matt just gets to come back.
Okay. I have a question for the commissioners. How was the dessert that morning, that luncheon?
It's good.
Sugar to the diet, perfect. Well, not diet, but lifestyle, sorry. Matt.
I just texted him.
I thought he said he was going to be listening.
Yeah, Kim just let him know that we're done. He can come back in. So he should be hopefully popping back in.
What is that Jeopardy sound bite, Darty?
Do, 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 do,
There he is.
I asked Darty, Janet, not you.
I'm feeling very marginalized today.
I feel like I missed something.
Oh, you missed a lot, man.
We voted you off the island.
We found out what Uncle Desmond has in his flask.
Yeah, I think we can all guess.
It's got nothing to do with Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay, we are being recorded, by the way, aren't
You
we?
are being recorded,
Great.
yes.
Great.
Okay, so we're complete with agenda item 4. That brings us on to administrative matters. Approval of minutes.
Neil is still here. You just want to
I'm
enjoy the
waving.
fun.
I'm waving goodbye, and thank you for your time. Yeah, and you got
Thanks.
me going. It's coffee. I know it's coffee.
Thanks, Neil.
Bye.
Hello.
Can I have a motion to approve the minutes of the Cultural Resources Commission meeting held on January 14th, 2026?
I so move.
Second.
Thank you. It was moved by Commissioner Six and seconded by Commissioner Haumea. Any discussion? No. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Minutes approved as circulated. Staff, any updates?
I do not have any updates, Chair, other than, as you know, Ashley has moved on from our department. And so we have a temporary assignment to our secretary, and we are doing recruitment. So if you know of anybody that would be a good fit, send them our way. But also just thank you for your patience and understanding as communications, are flowing, and we're trying to be responsive to the needs of the commission.
Yeah, I think there was some questions at the beginning of the meeting about how to get people to be able to apply for the meeting, and I think Jean put a link in the chat. I can also email that to anybody who's interested, as long as I don't email it, or I guess I have to go through staff.
I'm happy to follow up on that, Chair, and take care of that for you. So yeah, thank you, Commissioner Kinney, for that awesome idea for a member to serve. That'd be fantastic.
And I think there was also some questions that I've heard about getting items onto agendas, and maybe we could just briefly touch on the process for that.
Yeah, so it's not stated, in our rules as far as like the procedure, other than we take in inputs, and then we meet with the chair and vice chair prior to setting the agenda to make sure that it's relevant and pertinent. So really just the commissioners can send agenda items that they are, wanting to work through, and we can find a meeting space and time that works for that.
And
then it's also guided, of course, by deadlines. And so if there are deadlines for comments, we try to get those agenda items in sooner than later.
And Jean provided the guidance that there has to be something we can take action on, something that we can vote on.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you want to send that information through email, Bethany?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so commissioners, you had any ideas for the next agenda, please send them, and we'll make sure that they get on the agenda as soon as possible.
Okay, great. Thank you.
I had a question as far as our staff is concerned. So and I guess this is a question for Jean. When there's an empty seat, does the former commissioner that has termed out allowed to continue that seat until it's filled?
Our charter provides that for all of our boards and commissions, unless it's stated otherwise, and yours is not, old commissioners are allowed to hold over for up to 90 days if there's no replacement for their seat. They're not required to. And sometimes people feel like they've done their service and they're good, they're out. So it's up to each commissioner whether they really want to hold over any longer. People are allowed to hold over for up to 90 days.
Okay. That question pertains to Ku'ule Kiakela. She's a great asset to the commission.
Yeah, she had agreed to hold over, but again, sort of, it depends on her ability to, attend meetings and do the thing. And she was not able to attend today.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just a reminder on that, quorum is 5, so we're down to, I think, 7 members now with Ku'ule as well. So, if you can't attend, I think just let us know or let the staff know ahead of time so we can let folks know that we won't be having a meeting. if we don't have quorum.
Awesome.
All right.
Move to adjourn.
Yeah, the next meeting is tentatively scheduled for Wednesday, March 11th, 2026. Staff, are there any additional announcements?
I'll probably be a great grandma by our next meeting.
Oh, tutu status.
Congratulations.
Not grandma now. I'm already a grandma. I'm gonna be a great grandma. Like my mo'opuna is having a baby. So
all right. Like Frank said, tutu 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 tu.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to ask Kim next time DoorDash visits that she gives us a call. The Kanaka DoorDash.
Do we need a motion for that?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
I
all
have
right.
to share. I showed up that morning. I couldn't make it. I had another meeting, so I told the guy in the front, "Let Kim know that the Kanaka DoorDash is here to deliver the mail on them."
And thank you for those.
And I see her come out in the aisle like, "Who? Who's what?" And she said, "Oh, it's Desmond." Anyway.
All right. Well, this concludes the items on the agenda. Can I have a motion to adjourn this meeting?
I move that we adjourn this meeting.
Second.
Nobody wants
There we
to-
go. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
This
Aloha,
meeting is
aloha.
adjourned at 11:18 a.m. Mahalo, everyone. We'll see you next month.
Everyone.
Aloha.